All right, all right. Let those notifications go out. Uh, yeah, we're here. Motivational Monday. And God put it on my spirit because I said, you know, it takes a while to purge that subconscious and learn to change that thinking and stay positive. Because when you are trusting God 100%, oh man, you know that He's always out there making a way for us. Remember, He is our waymaker. Okay, He is just awesome. And the more you realize that, the closer to Him you get, the more positive you'll be because you're unlearning all that negativity. Oh, from the narcissistic matrix. Yeah, see the the negativity from these narcissists. They're the naysayers, right? Yeah, they're naysayers. And they're always going to try and get us to second guess, to doubt. Okay, they're always going to try because it's what they do. Okay, it's what they do. And so we learn to ignore them. All right, everybody, let me get these formalities out of the way. I am Michelle Dickey, master consultant, coach, trauma specialist, minister, and author, helping survivors of traumatization from narcissist abuse overcome trauma triggers, life obstacles, unpack that bag of talents and gifts that God put on the inside, and more at Consulting for Heightened Awareness, CHA. CHA is a growing community of spiritual warriors for Christ. So, if you've been looking for a community that knows about the game of narcissism on the world stage and you want to heal and grow, come to the right place at the right time. That's right, Galatians 4, verse 2, always at God's appointed time. So, staying positive, right? You got to stay positive. You got to stay positive. You got to stay high vibing. You see, the more we stay high vibing, the more they expose themselves. Because we don't allow ourselves to get sucked back into that low vibration. Nope. I've talked about this a lot. Where God, when He sees us kind of like maybe getting a little offset or starting to go in a different direction, He goes, nah, 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 nah. He comes in and He says, come back around. Like, come back around. Let God guide our steps. Oh, yeah. Because remember, God takes what the devil dishes out and flips it for His glory. I need y'all to really let that sink in. That's another reason for staying positive, because that is something to look forward to, knowing that no matter what the devil tries to throw at us, God's going to say, okay, you know what? Yeah. So the devil thought that he was going to, right, try and take us out or do something to try and thwart us off of God's path. Once we get on it, nah, because we learn that that's what God does. He takes what the devil dishes out and flips it for His glory. And it's a wonderful thing. And so one of the best examples is that Jezebel case study with her physical assault, what she tried to do. But God said, yeah, no, He said, we're going to flip this thing. He said, it's for my glory. And so, right, yeah, the silver lining. We became aware of our autonomic nervous system responses to things. Woo! Talk about a game changer right there. So that's God flipping what the devil threw out for His glory. Because we've got that course now at the Academy to help y'all. Yeah, become more aware of your autonomic nervous system. Remember, that is the target for traumatization all around, right? The autonomic nervous system, the ANS, yeah, the devil targets it first to get people trauma bonded to the wall. That way, you're more easily trauma bonded to these narcissists. Well, once we learn that and go, see, that's why I'm telling y'all that God revealed to me. He said, yeah, He said that Jezebel case study sent her flying monkey across your path to see if you were aware of your ANS yet. That's what that was about. And once they knew that I wasn't quite aware of my ANS responding to certain things, the frequency, that's why she did what she did. Not just to try and take us out, but we've got several reasons why she tried to do what she did. And the Lord said, yeah, no, but that's all right. Because when he woke me up that one morning and that smoke detector went off and I felt that tug, I went, ha! Now my ANS becomes a case study. And so I was able to bring you all those results at the Academy and the Trauma Intensive Healing course. Yes, remember, listen, at our Academy, everybody, with the courses, you've got the option for a one-time payment or 5 monthly installments, whatever works best for you. But all of this is getting more of God's wisdom. And oh my gosh. Yeah. And you know, it really is an amazing thing because God does that. So when you just know that no matter what happened, okay, that a narcissist would view as all bad, God says, nah, hold on a second. We got the silver lining. We're learning to look at the lesson, learning to find the silver lining, because it's always there. I don't care how small it is. Sometimes it is pretty small. But remember how the small details can tell the largest story. Somebody drop that in the comment below. All right, somebody drop that in the comment. All right, the small details. There you go. The small detail. You got to pay attention to those things. That's why stay focused on the positive. There you go. Absolutely. 100%. This is what we're doing. Well, yeah, that's why. Listen. That negative energy, okay, the negative energy being put out by the narcissist, right, they want to deliberately and willfully drown out any positive. I know that. We know this. And this is why the armor of God is so important. Make sure you're putting that on every single day. And memorize that generic armor up prayer from the Patreon channel, okay? Oh, memorize that sucker. Because if you need to put another layer on sometime. But I understand that it is with all the negative vibes being put out by the narcissist. All that negativity and the low vibration. But we do learn how to not allow it to drown out our positive vibes. No matter what. Because I can tell you now, they can try and do this in many ways, right? You're out and about in public, right? Mm-hmm. And you're vibing high. Because you're shining that light, chosen one. Shining that light. And so you smile at somebody. And they try to act like they didn't see you. Yeah, they're just trying to drown out your high vibe. But you know what? We learned that keep smiling anyway. Because they just told you who they are. They just told you they're on Team Devil. Remind yourself of that. Anytime they try those things that used to work in the past to drown out our high vibes, yeah, because it makes them uncomfortable. Yeah, remember, they like their familiar spirit. They like that low vibration. They like all of that negativity. That's what they're used to. And you know, it's really interesting because they think that all that negativity is normal. Well, it is for them. But chosen one, we typically, we were never 100% negative. Now, we did engage in some before we knew better, right? Okay, we have to recognize the moot in our own eyes. But I do know what you mean. But it takes practice. And remember, everything in the spiritual awakening that we're doing, okay, to get closer to God and grow, all right, yeah, everything. And for the trauma healing and beyond, that we learn that we have power and authority to trample on serpent and scorpion. Glory be to God. And he's going to take whatever the devil dishes out and flip it. Remind yourself of that. Journal that. Write it down. Write it down. To remind yourself that whatever the devil tried to throw out, God's going to flip it for his glory no matter what. So one of the naysayers, the narcissists, the naysayers out here, like they want to try to give you something negative, This is why we learn not to share nothing with them. We don't tell them what we're doing. We're moving in silence because we just know. Because in our hearts, we trust God. And He tells us He's got big plans for us. He's going to prosper us and not harm us. Remember, it's the devil who does that, trying to harm us. But God is clear in Psalm 105:15. He said, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You think he's kidding? No. That's just another way he's going to be like, okay, no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Because God's going to step in. He's like, oh, okay, so you want to try and do that? God's going to one-upmanship that. Oh, yeah. He's gonna. Ain't nothing going to stop him. Nothing can stop him. Yes. The sense of humor. Right. Okay. And a sense of humor helps. Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, you can't help but laugh at the ridiculousness of their behaviors. So we learn to just like, you know what? That's a toddler in an adult body trying to get special treatment. Well, yeah, we learn how to get around that resistance because God's always going to flip what the enemy dishes out. And so remember, these Motivational Monday shows are structured for advertising. So you are going to see the occasional short, less than a minute advertisement. Okay? So, yeah, I want y'all to really, I want y'all to really get the gist of why it's easier to stay positive going forward. Because, well, yeah, you learn how to deal with them. You got to learn how to deal with these narcissists, right? Primarily by not dealing with them. And so I've got 5 tried and true steps that can be modified for dealing with the narcissist in any environment for you at the Academy as well. And we want to remember that God's the one who gave me those tried and true techniques because I had to ask him, I'm like, what do we do? I'm like, what do I do? Because, boy, I know that negative low vibration that they have, when we become aware of it, we start to sort through it, and we have to just remind ourselves that we don't belong there. We don't belong down there. Because in that low vibration, that's where the devil can kick you while you're down. You see, you stay high vibing and staying positive, the devil can't reach that high. That's what God said. He said the devil can't reach that high. No, because he's a little bitty toddler. Remember that. The devil's just a little toddler playing head games. That's all he's got. So he can't reach that high. God's like, God is referred to as most high, right? Yeah, the devil can't reach that high. Nope. Not going to happen. But we got to learn how to deal with them. And overcome evil with good. Okay, overcome evil with good. That is the theme for how to deal with toxic coworkers. Stay tuned to learn more about staying positive because there's always something awesome to look forward to in God's reality when we come back. Are you noticing toxic coworkers, aka narcissists? The course, How to Deal with Toxic Coworkers at CHA Academy is for you. You will learn 5 tried and true techniques for how to deal with toxic narcissists in any environment, at work, home, or in public. The course, How to Deal with Toxic Coworkers, is also a great addition to any employee training package for employers. Once equipped with these tools for dealing with toxic coworkers, you can fine-tune and tweak each step for dealing with narcissists in any environment. And if you need help with that, just reach out and the Godhead and I will help you. I look forward to seeing you at CHA Academy, where iron sharpens iron with fellow spiritual warriors for Christ. Sending love and light always. Yep, I got your comments during the break. Yep. Very true. Thank you for sharing. Focusing our mind on our hobbies and interests that help to keep us positive. Absolutely, doing more of what we love. I want y'all to know that that's a big part of trauma healing too. When you find something that God has called you to do, you're going to love it and you're going to want to do more of it. Absolutely. And so that helps you stay in a positive mindset. And the more you do that, the easier it becomes. It's like practice, right? It's like practice, practice, practice. And it is another mental exercise that has to be intentional. And you can do it because with God, all things are possible. And so if we sense our mind trying to shift to a negative thought, we can immediately go, I rebuke in the name of Jesus. And it has to flee. It has to go. I want y'all to also remember that throughout the purging of the subconscious, as we unlearn a lot of worldly garbage, what you're going to notice is certain things are going to try and surface. The negative stuff is always going to be on the left. Remember that. The negative stuff is always going to be on the left side. Okay? And try to trick us into thinking that this isn't going to happen, or that's not going to happen, or whatever. And we stop allowing it to trick our subconscious into accepting that. Okay? And so how do you do that? Again, rebuke in the name of Jesus. And I'm going to share with you on the spiritual sometime, because it got ingrained in there throughout our lives. Yeah, hanging out with narcissists, and then the lies on the world stage, and yeah, so that purging of the subconscious, it's another process in this process. And as we retrain the brain, that's the renewing of the mind. As we do that more and more in repetition, you drive out those negative thoughts. And if one tries to creep back in, I have felt the God Spirit come from the right side and go, and push it right back out. Okay? I felt it just push it right back out. I didn't even have to think about it. That's how God fights our battles for us. Because he said, he said, the Holy Spirit busy speaking right now. And he's done it many times during our pre-recorded videos and things like that. Many times. Because in the car, the enemy was trying to get in there, but I felt God. I kept going with the message, and I felt God go around there, and he's like, He said, get behind me, Satan. Like Jesus always, was always big about reminding us that we got to keep all eyes on him, and that, the devil ain't got nothing on us. Chosen one? No. He wants to think he does, but he don't. And he wants us to think that he does also. We learn that we don't allow him to trick us anymore. So you can always use the psychological trick of looking forward to anything positive in the day that we enjoy. And yes, thank you for that tip. Absolutely. You can always just remind yourself what you got to look forward to. Okay? By the end of the day, just know that, you know what? This too shall pass. Remember, God says that. He says, this too shall pass. You always got something good to look forward to. Actually, it's better than good. Because God is an awesome God. It's going to be all righteousness. So you got to remind yourself that you got good stuff, great stuff, awesome stuff to look forward to in God's reality. So you got to make it through that work day. Okay? With some narcissists, you got to make it through the day or the evening, whatever your shift might be. You got to make it through that. And just remind yourself, you know what? They want to act stupid. You get pretty used to it. But you say, you know what? But I have this to look forward to when the day is done, when the shift is done. I got this to look forward to. I got that book I'm writing to look forward to. and you get excited again because that's what God's doing, helping you remember, hey, you know what? Don't focus on that. He said, don't focus on that negative stuff. He said, I want you to keep your eyes on the positive. Thinking, planning, preparing, producing, positioning, and promoting. Always in God's reality. Always got something to look forward to. A new God revelation. Oh man, I love those. Oh, we do, don't we, chosen one? Anytime God reveals something new, I'm like, oh, I didn't make that connection. Ooh, that's a great one. And I'm like, I feel the chill bumps. I'm like, ooh, Holy Spirit revealed. That's right. And so, yeah, and it does. When you do that, it tells your autonomic nervous system to relax because you have some great things to look forward to in God's reality. That's right. And looking forward to new topic to discuss on this channel. Absolutely. Always. Always. I look forward to delivering God's messages every single day. I look forward to it. And you know this message that I'm giving today, this motivational message, God put it on my spirit several days ago. And I was going to do a regular, let's just chat. He said, no. He said, that's your motivational Monday for next week. I said, oh, see, God's a planner. And so he wrote it down. That's in preparation. And so here we are. We're producing it. And then it's going to be put in position to promote itself. You see? So you always got something great, awesome to look forward to in God's reality. That's how you stay positive. Because the world needs more of that. The world needs more positivity. And not only that, staying positive and high vibing. Oh yeah, them narcissists, they ain't gonna stick around for long. Oh, they'll come around for a few minutes because, ooh, hey, that looks exciting. That's new and shiny, right? It's upbeat. They want to feed on that energy, right? So they want to feed on it, but they can't maintain it because, that's right, they can't maintain that on their own. You see, they got to go right back to the low vibration that they're familiar with because they can't maintain that positive vibe on their own. No, because they're naturally negative, but they're attracted to the light. You see, it's with the light that you find positivity, shining that light. Ooh, that's right. I said, God said, yeah. He said, we're still going to flip where the devil dishes out, though. All the time. All the time. And focusing on the positive side of everything. So it gets easier because that high vibe and that positivity, that optimistic outlook on life, because we cannot, oh my gosh, I did a video quite a while ago, and I talk about how these narcissists, they are so pessimistic. They really are. They're pessimists. Absolutely. But see, chosen one, we are optimistic because there is hope. God tells us, yeah, there's hope. You got to know that. I mean, after all, he awakened us. Jesus saved our soul. So he saved our souls. Yes, chosen one. So you got to remember, okay, I mean, you want to talk about that kind of favor from God? Ooh, yeah, the devil can't do nothing about that. Because remember, Jesus tells him, like, yeah, you better let him follow me. Yeah, that's right. Jesus is the authority now. You see? And these naysayers, that's why I have told y'all before, cut them off. Tune them out. Get you some earplugs. Whatever it is you got to do, don't listen to it. You walk away. Remove yourself from that conversation. If it is centering around anything negative, you got to get up and walk away. That's what I did. And I continue to do that if I happen to come across a negative conversation. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away. I don't even allow myself. I'm like, no, not going to listen. And I started doing that in the previous environment. Right, before God delivered me from there. I started walking away. Anytime any of the family members would engage in which was often, negative talk, I got up, I left the room. I left the room. I said, I'm not going to stand there and listen to it. Even when I was a delivery driver in the one toxic workplace, I was thankful for the next delivery, let me tell you. But I walk away. If they're engaging in negative conversation, it got to that point, that's where I learned to walk away. Cut them off. Don't allow them to be talking negative around you. That's power and authority from God too. Is that we got that. Is that we don't have to stand there and listen to it. Now, mind you, if you're dealing with the customer, there's ways around it. You follow the company's policies. If that does not work, we turn them over to the manager. Now, if we are the manager, then we'll have another solution. But the thing is, that's a lot of how we deal with that is by not dealing with it. We go through what we're trained for that particular circumstance. And then if that's not good enough, because sometimes it's not, we say, hold on a second, let me get my boss. And boy, I tell you, the naysayers, man, their attitude changes real quick when they've got an authority figure on the line now. Yeah, that's how they are. And so we have to remind ourselves, oh, they just showing their true colors. It's all good. I got this to look forward to at the end of my shift. When I'm done, I get to clock out. I got this to look forward to. I got that new recipe I'm going to try. Oh, yeah. I got whatever it is that God put on my spirit to do when I clock out. Tell yourself that. Stay positive. And you know what? It's like, okay. And it also helped the day or evening, whatever. It helped the shift go by a little smoother and quicker if you just keep your mind on the positive and say, you know what? Here's the positive to the customer being rude, is that they're just showing you who they are. And you're like, oh, that tells you that's definitely somebody you do not want to be hanging out with. Call that a blessing from God right there. Because that's what it is. Anytime one of these people out here, the narcissists, anytime they act up like that, thank God. And you know what? Thank you, Heavenly Father, for letting me know who else to stay away from. There's positive right there. Because that's all he's doing. He's letting you know. He's revealing your enemy. Because anybody acting like that, being rude and callous like they are, that just lets you know, okay, you definitely will not want to befriend that person because they're a narcissist. And so they're telling you who they are. And never forget, they're letting you know whose team they're on. Because chosen ones, I'm going to tell y'all, we do not have that spiritual wickedness in high places. So we typically would not take out something on somebody else. Yeah, for no reason. No, we didn't do that. I know multiple times we've witnessed, many of us have, witnessed that rude customer in the grocery store that's just yelling at the innocent cashier who had nothing to do with whatever ruined their day. But just because we might have had not so good a day, chosen one found a way to work out that salvation without realizing that's what we were doing, because we were obeying God. Principles about bearing our own burden, not trying to dump it on somebody else. See, that's the big difference between chosen ones and narcissists. Narcissists want to dump their burden on everybody else. We learn not to take it. We're like, you can keep that. You can keep that because I got enough to work on over here. You see, we have our own burden, but we don't take it out on other people. That's what really makes us stand out from them, because we just don't have that in us. We're like, no, that's just not nice. You're like, that's just not human. to do things like that just because we might have had a not so good of a day. I don't want to say bad day because we're going to figure out the silver lining, right? Oh, yeah. We're going to figure out that silver lining. You betcha. I want y'all to stay positive, right? Yeah, so stay tuned to learn more about staying positive in God's reality because you got a lot of great things to look forward to. That's right, when we come back. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and ready to take back control of your health? CHA Academy, BTBW.com has a course for you. CHA Academy's How to Detox from Trauma Nutrition course will provide you with fundamental tools and information to help you overcome traumatization from radio frequency poisoning and narcissistic abuse. We are subjected to toxicity from radio frequency and narcissism daily. Detoxing from the trauma is part of CHA's combat against radio frequency poisoning for healthier living. You can learn more about the How to Detox from Trauma Nutrition course at CHAacademybtbw.com and clicking on all courses. The link to the academy is also listed below for quicker access. I look forward to seeing you at CHA Academy, where iron sharpens iron with fellow spiritual warriors for Christ. Sending love and light always. All right. Yes, there we go. Yeah, everybody. Y'all aren't going to know what I got at the academy if I don't tell you, right? Okay. So, yeah, Motivational Mondays are structured for short ads, okay, throughout the episode while we deliver the message. And I want to say a huge thank you to all of you who understand that. Very important. And, as we continue to purge that subconscious, right? Unlearn a lot of worldly garbage. You're going to find yourself thinking a lot more positive. It becomes natural, or shall I say, more natural for a chosen one to do that going forward. And I need to let y'all know that one red flag that does stand out to me is if I have somebody that tells me they like my energy, I'm going to test the spirit by the spirit, because I understand that fellow chosen ones going to like the energy too. That's fine. But we know that fellow chosen ones don't have to feed on it, you see. If we sit there trying to feed on it, okay, like I have one fella that I had to test the spirit by the spirit. I did not sense anything sinister. However, he also engaged in some creepy behaviors. I shared it with my biological dad last time we talked. And he said, "What's up with that creepy behavior?" And I said, "Oh, it's narcs. And they come in many flavors." So what did this one do? Okay, remember I have shared with y'all, for those who haven't heard it, okay, there's nothing wrong with I give a friendly hug, okay, as a human being. And he claimed that he's a believer and that we think the same way. And I was like, okay, we'll see about that. And I just delivered some positive, uplifting messages, and it resonated with him. And so that's cool and nice, right? Well, when I let him help me carry some books into my apartment, I had him airing out in the trunk of the car. Right. Had him airing out and bringing him back in. And so I appreciated the help. Why not? I mean, he hasn't done anything mean or anything like that. But then he tried to ask for a kiss, and I said no. And that was it. Because it wasn't too long after that, I didn't have a delivery coming. And so I heard a knock at my door. And I said, I ain't got nobody. What? So I looked through the peephole, and he was trying to hide. I saw the delivery truck. He was trying to hide from the peephole. I didn't answer. I didn't open the door. And just yesterday, he tried again. And the only reason he did that is because I was doing laundry. And so he saw me out and about. And because he saw me, it's been quite a while since the last attempt. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, that's the other thing. We set boundaries I'm gonna stay positive regardless of that going on. That's why I'm giving y'all this example. Is how we stay positive regardless of the creepy behaviors of the narcs. Okay, because they try that stuff. Only a narcissist would show up at your place uninvited. Only a narcissist would do that. But see, that because, see, he ain't thinking with the right head. I know that. You see? But, I'm not going to open the door. If I'm not expecting a delivery, if I'm not expecting, company, if you will, if I'm not expecting, that's right, I'm not answering. I'm not going to open that door. It's just not going to happen. This is a boundary. And so even though that was a creepy thing, I was just like, never mind. I kept thinking about, okay, I'll come right back over to that kitchen and kept on making my sushi. Staying positive. But I did say, I was like, that was creepy. That was just pure creepy. So, and you stay positive despite any of that crazy making, creepy behavior of a narcissist. That's how we do it. We acknowledge it and we're like, okay, nice try, but it's not going to work. And we stick to our boundary. And so I make that known that I'm not answering that door if I'm not expecting a delivery or company or what have you, okay? Or work to be done in here. I'm not going to answer. Well, now, the property people, okay, y'all, they let us know when they're going to do whatever it is they're going to do. They let us know. So we know ahead of time. And so, staying positive, uplifting, it helps us forget. Well, it helps us forget, I wouldn't say ourselves, but it helps us forget our circumstances for just a little while. It's not really escaping, no. It's just knowing, okay, you know what? That helps to keep the stress level down. That's what that's doing. So, exercise. Also, shaking off any negative energy. Absolutely. And then, the aerobic exercise, it helps to release the endorphins. Absolutely. Many of us who do that can tell you feel a lot better after you get active, right? Okay, work up a good sweat. And then quiz type games are fun. Knowledgeable quizzes. Okay, there you go. And putting our mind to the positive future. I mean, you got to stay in the present, but knowing that your future is positive because God is a promise keeper. So knowing that right there helps it easier to stay positive, knowing that whatever it is that God's doing, it's not, he's doing it, making a way for us with his favor on his chosen one. Absolutely. And again, nothing can stop that. Nothing. No man, no devil can stop what God does. We see that a lot in memes, and it's very true because we're living testimonies to that. I mean, when you find yourself, almost starting to think a little negative, and you wait a minute, hold up a second. I want you to stop and reflect and tell yourself, you know what? That might have happened, but look how far I've come. That's what I want y'all to do. Because, God had me do that. He said, I want you to stay focused on how far you have come. Especially in the detox process. Oh my goodness. Woo! Despite the fact that still have a few more steps to go through, he said, but he said, right around the corner. Remember the other motivational message I gave y'all not too long ago? About God said it's right around the corner. He said, he said it's here. You just got a few more steps to get through, That's all. He said, but it's already done. Remind yourself of that. That God says it's already done. Why do you think he tells us to pray like we've already received it? Exactly. Because that's how you do things. It comes into the spiritual first. That's how you manifest. It's in the spiritual first. You see it in the spiritual. You get the vision in the spiritual first. Then put it on your vision board. All right, now you get out into the physical. And then you start the 5P. Yeah. And you start the 5P. Okay, and you have the 5Ps course also available at the academy to help y'all with that, to get better organized in thoughts and actions. And part of that, get positive and staying positive. Because it is so easy to find that negativity, isn't it? Oh, gosh. Yeah. Because as soon as you walk out that front door, or in my case, the only door. Well, never mind. There's a bathroom door too, but never mind. Walk out that door, and you can find negativity everywhere. You can sense it. You can feel it. But we thwart it with the armor of God. That's right. Okay, we thwart it. We don't allow it to envelope us anymore. That's the big thing right there, is that we don't allow it to penetrate God's armor. No. And we just keep on keeping on. Because we're not going to think negative thoughts. People can sense when we're out and about, chosen one, and we're vibing high, they can sense it. They can sense it. Oh, yeah. And of course, right, they don't, the narcissists don't like it, but there's nothing that they can do about it. But I'll tell you, why was that narcissist doing what he was doing? Trying to invite himself over? Or trying to, exactly. Over time, he wanted to try and drain me of my positive energy. We're not stupid, chosen one. We know what their assignment is to try and drain us of our positive energy. And they claim that they like it when you know they mean the opposite of what they say. So pre-rabbit hole, we used to enjoy going to the movie. Well, yeah, but we know I'm with you on that one. Yeah, going down the rabbit hole, we're like, oh, movies, no thanks. Because those are mind-numbing, and a lot of them are. I'm not saying that if you want to go and enjoy some, fine. That's between you and God. We ain't judging nobody, but personally, we're like, oh, yeah, because a lot of those demonstrate narcissism. And narcissism, absolutely. The dynamics of narcissism are played out in a lot of movies and TV shows and all of that. I talk more about that on the Patreon channel as well. Oh, yeah. So, well, only the front door. Right. Well, I thought about that. Okay, of contacting the creepy dude employer. I don't want to have to do that. I'm just going to continue to pray that he eventually get the message, because he's not. No, I mean, I don't want to have to do that, but it did cross my mind. So, I know who he works for. And he's not right. He should not be visiting, right, for personal reason. So that tells you right there that he mixes work and personal life, right? See, there's another red flag. And so I do. I talk a lot more about how these narcissists and the narcissism plays out in our TV shows and such. I talked about some of it on the Truth Seeker podcast, and then we dove further into it in a Truth Analyzer Patreon podcast, which is something you also unlock access to, as you're about to find out. All right, so stay tuned for the wrap-up. about staying positive because God has great things for us going forward, always, when we come back.
CHA's Patreon membership channel is another place you can support this ministry and work for as little as $5 a month. When you become a member of CHA's Patreon membership channel, you will unlock access to a lot of content that will help you purge that subconscious mind of worldly garbage to make room for more of God's wisdom. We have been lied to since birth about a lot of things. On CHA's Patreon membership channel, we make real-world connections to the spiritual realm and more. The link to CHA's Patreon membership channel is listed on the My Social page of the website at cdhrwdrmd.org, also linked in the description below. Thank you for becoming a loyal member of CHA's Patreon channel. Sending love and light always.
That's right, fellow warrior. That's right. Right, exactly. It was right. I had to learn another lesson there too. That's their job, and so even though I'm in the ministry of providing positive, uplifting messages and things like that, and having that one-on-one combo, testing the spirit by the spirit, and he showed his true colors. So I'm like, okay, now it's like I'm not gonna be doing that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just delivery driver, things like that. I wasn't trying to get personal. I was just trying to deliver messages, God's spiritual truth, like I do right here. And right, he was wanting to take advantage of that. You see, only a narcissist will do that. Try and take advantage of that. But we also know that they are on assignment to try and drain us of any positive energy. And we won't allow them to do that either. See, we learn. So that's why, despite all that, we stay positive because I said, okay, I had another lesson to learn there myself. You see, that's how it works in God's reality. We hold ourselves accountable. And I said, okay, so he was misinterpreting my giving him uplifting messages and motivation and God's spiritual truth. He was misinterpreting my action as getting personal. That's what he was doing. And I said, okay, hold on a second. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But you're right. That if he is the one delivering a package that I actually have coming, then exactly. Then that's it. Leave the package. That's it. That's where it ends. That's right. Right. I did. I already said no. And he should leave it there. But remember, what do we know about these narcissists, right? They don't like to be told no. Right? They don't like to be told no. Because I will tell you that day, as he was walking away, he was fumbling for something to say because I said no. And so we learned that, we overcome evil with good, but we also have to learn, okay, hold on a second. They trying to take advantage, then we shut that down, chosen one. But we stay positive in all of it. Go, okay, I'm focused on the lesson here. The Lord said I need to teach you a lesson. So we got it. We got it. I said, okay, so we're not going to do that going forward. Chosen ones, we learn that we figure out how to protect our energy. And our inner peace. And so it doesn't take long. Even if we don't sense anything sinister. Because like I said, from him, I didn't sense anything sinister. I sensed more of a calm. But it was not, it was the Matrix kind of low vibing calm. I had to decipher that. And so we're like, okay. So I had to discern, right? Remember, proper discernment is key in the spiritual awakening. Oh, yeah. It's a must so that we can not allow ourselves to be deceived like that. So yeah, when I told my biological dad about that, he did. That was one of the first things he said. He was like, "What is wrong with that?" He said, "What?" He said, "What is up with that creepy behavior?" And I said, "Well, it's narcissism for one." He's like, "Yeah, I bet." And you're like, "Dang." Yeah, even he couldn't understand how. Yeah, and I said, "Well, that's a narc for you. That's a narc for you. They won't take no for an answer." And so we have to force them to take no for an answer and just ignore them. I don't care. Oh my goodness, yeah. And that's a big part of ignoring the naysayers. Okay? Ignoring the naysayers and walking away. That's a big one right there, like we covered earlier, is that we learn to just get up and walk away. And I'm gonna tell y'all, once you learn how to do that, it's very, very liberating. Now, aside from the fact, we're talking outside of work, okay? There's certain things you got to learn to deal with in that arena. But, yeah, right. It was just, no, it was just a thank you hug, really, if in a big way. But, yes, his thoughts being in the gutter, that is spiritual wickedness in high places. Absolutely. So you start to spot that stuff. I'm like, oh, yep, his thoughts were definitely in the gutter, meaning spiritual wickedness in high places. So, yeah, they get left behind. Oh yeah, we're not playing around with that. We pick up on this stuff a lot quicker, chosen one, in God's reality. So that's why we're like, okay, we can stay positive. Yep, staying positive in God's reality, it gets easier the more we do it. And we don't allow stuff like that. We won't allow stuff like that, the creepy behaviors and stuff like that, to dim our light, to try and trick us into living in fear or anything like that. Because you know what? That's right. Listen, when they reveal their true colors and their true intention, we do not ignore it, nor do we try and paint a pretty picture with it. No. So, okay, so you have one, but first time out, he used your first name, Chris, which really creeped you out, and it got worse from then on. Okay, he tried to get inside your home and cross. Oh, of course, because once they can, right, once they get inside your home, then they think that, exactly, they think that they can just come over anytime. And that's what he did when I allowed him to help carry some of these heavy books, if you will, my textbooks. You saw the big green one, right? Okay, so he misinterpreted that as him being welcome just to come over anytime. No, that's not what that means. Okay, and so only a narcissist would think that way. Exactly. So that's spiritual wickedness in high places. And so thank you for sharing that, Chris. Man, oh wow. Yeah. Absolutely. Way too familiar. Way too familiar indeed. So we learn. But we don't let that kind of stuff, get us down. That's the thing about Chosen One. We don't allow stuff like that to get us down. Even if things may not be going as we would like them to be, we know going forward that we have great things to look forward to. Awesome things to look forward to in God's reality. And so that helps us stay positive. Stay positive no matter what is going on out there. And keep our mind on all things positive, knowing that God's going to flip it for his glory, whatever the enemy tries to dish out, and teach us a lesson. And we also know that we are divinely protected by God. Yeah. So remind yourself of that. Journal it. However you got to do it. But God always takes what the devil dishes out and flips it, turning negative into positives. All right? Chosen ones have the ability to do that. We go, okay, you know what? There's a silver lining. There's the lesson. So, well, see, because we're friendly and polite, chosen ones, that's the thing. That, yeah, the evildoers, yeah, because we're friendly and polite, they think that we're a pushover because they view those things as weaknesses, which is really ironic because to stay kind in an evil world, yeah, that takes a lot of strength. That is not a weakness. Oh, no. And staying positive and high-vibing is also a strength. And so, yeah, we learned that we don't allow them to distract us either. See, that's the other thing. We got to stay focused on finding the positive thing and reminding ourselves what we got to look forward to in the future, right? But also here in the present, right? There you go. Whether you're detoxing, you know you got to look forward to is a full detox, full recovery from radio frequency poisoning. Remind yourself of that because it's going to happen. When you're detoxing, you're going to feel better each and every day. You're going to start to notice positive changes in your body, right? There you go. It's all part of the physical healing side of things, the biological healing from all of that. All right, everybody. So there you go. This is your motivational message for today. So keep on keeping on. And so, yeah, see, God did that. Fellow warrior, God did that. That creepy person was replaced by a normal person, a professional and polite lady who was nice and positive and called you Mr. Miller as she should. There you go. There you go. Proper etiquette is very, very important. Pay attention to. So God removed that creepy delivery person. And so that's what I prayed. And I know that God will do the same for all his chosen ones who may be experiencing that. And glory be to God. So again, you can check out the link in the description below. I thank everybody for giving these videos a thumbs up because that helps these messages get to our fellow spiritual warriors for Christ. All right, so thank you. And if you comment on the replay, that's awesome as well. Let's give each other some positive, uplifting tips in the comment section. And iron sharpening iron in the growing community of spiritual warriors for Christ. Glory be to God. All right, so keep going forward. Stay positive. Remind yourself that you've got awesomeness to look forward to in God's reality, even at the end of the day. All right? Always. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your continued support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.